Supreme Court Decision, Medical Marijuana, Inc. v. Horn, 23-365. April 2nd, 2025. Background: Douglas Horn, a commercial truck driver, sought relief from chronic pain using Dixie X, a CBD product marketed as THC-free by Medical Marijuana, Inc. Despite assurances, Horn tested positive for THC in a random drug screening and was subsequently fired when he refused to undergo a substance abuse program. Horn then sued Medical Marijuana under the Racketeer-Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, RICO, alleging harm to his business or property. The district court dismissed Horn's RICO claim, reasoning that Horn's job loss was indirectly caused by a personal injury, THC ingestion, and that Section 1964C of RICO does not permit recovery for business losses stemming from personal injuries. The Second Circuit reversed, ruling that Horn's job loss qualified as a business injury under RICO and rejecting the antecedent personal injury bar applied by some other circuits. The Supreme Court granted certiorari to resolve the split among federal circuits regarding whether civil RICO categorically bars claims for business or property harms that derive from personal injuries. Holding decision. The Supreme Court affirmed the Second Circuit, holding that, under civil RICO, Section 1964C, a plaintiff may seek damages for business or property losses, even if those losses derive from a personal injury. Reasoning. Opinion by Justice Barrett. Textual analysis. Section 1964 ERC. Section 1964C states, any person injured in his business or property by reason of a violation of RICO may sue. The court emphasized the ordinary meaning of injured as harmed or damaged, rejecting the argument that it must refer to a specialized legal meaning, invasion of a legal right. Although Section 1964C excludes purely personal harms like pain and suffering, this limitation refers to the type of harm recoverable, not the cause. Economic losses resulting from personal injuries remain recoverable if those losses are specifically to business or property. Rejection of antecedent personal injury bar. Medical Marijuana argued that RICO should exclude recovery for business harms derived from personal injuries, insisting on a strict tort law analogy. Personal injuries could not form the basis for economic recovery under RICO. The court rejected this position, noting RICO does not adopt common law tort distinctions, and that it is inappropriate to impose additional restrictions not clearly present in the statute. Numerous precedents used terms like injury, harm, and loss interchangeably, confirming a broad reading of injury under RICO. Distinction from antitrust precedents. Medical Marijuana and dissenting justices suggested applying antitrust precedents, which narrowly interpret business injuries. The court explained that antitrust precedents were not directly analogous because civil RICO does not require plaintiffs to demonstrate a specific type of injury akin to antitrust injury, harm specifically targeted by antitrust laws. The court had explicitly declined to transplant such a requirement into RICO. Practical issues of Medical Marijuana's approach. The court highlighted practical problems in Medical Marijuana's approach, pointing out ambiguities in distinguishing personal from economic injuries. Defining injury based on legal rights raised complex choice of law and definitional problems. Limits on civil RICO claims. Although Medical Marijuana argued this interpretation would lead to an influx of RICO claims based on personal injuries, the court noted significant limitations remain. Direct relationship requirement, proximate causation. Plaintiffs must prove a direct causal link between the defendant's actions and their business or property harm. Pattern requirement. Plaintiffs must show a pattern of racketeering activity involving multiple predicate crimes. Business property definitions. The terms business and property do not necessarily cover all financial losses. The court recognized concerns about the expansive nature of civil RICO, but stated that correcting overly broad applications is Congress's responsibility, not the judiciary's. Outcome: the Supreme Court upheld the Second Circuit decision, rejecting the categorical bar on economic losses deriving from personal injuries under civil RICO, and remanded for further proceedings consistent with its holding. Vote: Majority opinion, Justice Barrett, joined by Justices Sotomayor, Kagan, Gorsuch, and Jackson. Concurrence, Justice Jackson. Dissents, Justice Thomas, Justice Kavanaugh, joined by Chief Justice Roberts and Justice Alito. This decision clarified the scope of recoverable injuries under civil RICO, ensuring that business or property damages resulting from personal harm remain within the statute's reach, while reaffirming the statute's limitations and structure. Subscribe for more!